Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth live stream this Sunday. I hope you guys are all doing good. Can you guys hear me good? Do I sound loud and clear? Am I too loud, too low? All right, that's good. We got some very interesting topics to talk about today. We're going to be getting into them shortly. We're just going to give some more time for some people to join. This way they don't miss anything. But how you guys doing this Sunday? Want to thank you guys all for showing up. All right, we're just going to wait a little longer, 1 more minute, and we should be able to get started. 30 more seconds. We're going to start with Lil Uzi Vert and DJ Akademiks. I'm here with Taco. D is not here today. It's just me and Taco, and most likely going to just be me talking. All right, we're going to start now with the Lil Uzi. The first thing we need to talk about is Lil Uzi Vert's latest tongue tattoo. A couple of days back, a video surfaced of Lil Uzi getting a black inverted cross tattooed on his tongue. The rapper displayed this to his fans, and this quickly got the media's attention instantly. Many outlets reported on Uzi getting this tattoo, which led the incident to go viral online. People have been adding this to the proof that Uzi's a Satanist, and prior to this, Uzi even got a very large demon tattoo on his back. He also recently said at Rolling Loud, we spoke about this in a previous video, that he made a city girl worship the devil. You know, it's all kind of adding up. I believe if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's most likely a duck. And Uzi has shown since the very beginning exactly who he worships and never even try to deny it. The reason most people don't question this imagery is because they don't think Uzi is being serious. But let's be honest, you know? They listen to people like DJ Akademiks, who's obviously an industry paid mouthpiece. He claims that Uzi is just doing this for attention. That Uzi is just a regular guy who doesn't worship the devil. If we take a look at this clip from Akademiks' recent live stream, we can find DJ Akademiks stating that Uzi is just pretending, trying to be edgy, and that he doesn't really worship the devil. Taco, roll the clip, please.
People are talking about Uzi kind of showcasing him tattooing his tongue with a upside down cross. Now, notoriously an upside down cross, the inverted cross is a recurrent motif in metal music, particularly in
Are you guys hearing this?
in congruity with his anti-Christian themes. One known example is Glenn Benton of the band D-Side, who branded an inverted cross into his forehead. So it basically is like seen in pop culture to stand for some anti-Christ and anti-spiritualist, or say anti-Christ, anti-Christian type of symbol. Now, this is Uzi get tatted here. Essentially, Uzi has been really embracing this demonic energy, right? I've told you that people that are around Uzi claim he's not worshiping the devil. He doesn't like. I hate to burst people's bubble, but he's only doing this. You know what I mean? He's not that type of person. Here's the video. Here's the video of the cross. I guess, like, you know, in reality, if you ask me, but Uzi's 27 years of age to still trying to be so edgy and doing some stuff that you've been doing 5-6 years ago, I just don't get it. Every artist wants to have some edginess. His edginess just seems to be very stagnant in something that I'm calling cap that he doesn't believe in. I don't believe that. First of all, here's another thing too. If Uzi was this demonic worshiping person, when XXXTentacion, and by the way, he was buried, and there was people of Christian faith who officiated or whatever his funeral, you wouldn't show up. Like, again, you have to realize that these artists are doing it, and I just think the same trick does work when you keep doing it. And I'm wondering if Uzi's only way of trying to be edgy is to still tap into this one trick that is just like nobody actually believes that you really are in. Like, I mean, let me not say that, because some people, like, they're going to chalk up his success to devil worshiping, which I don't think worshiping the devil will give you a career. But it just feels old and played out. I'm going to be honest with you. It feels entirely old and played out. And the mere fact that he's going further with it to tattoo his tongue, I don't think it's making him look edgy. I think it's just making him look stuck. You know, there's a lot of artists these days that are kind of like stuck. Like, you know,
you know, denying everything. He denounces any possibility of Uzi being a devil worshiper. You know, even though it's obvious that Uzi is a devil worshiper, you understand? How could he deny this? And again, I made this point before. If you pretend to be a Satanist just to sell music, you're still a sellout. It's clear. That's clear as day. There's no... I'm pretty sure most of you would agree with that. Akademiks has done things in his own career that made me question him if he were a Satanist himself. If you guys saw my Dark Truth on DJ Akademiks before, then you might remember this clip right here. Taco, roll the clip.
It's like you are deleting posts from your Instagram to keep your number at 666. Now, I noticed this a few days ago, and now I see it still this morning, yet you posting quite a bit. So, before we get to the joke, do we need to have a much more serious intention about devil worship?
You may assume everything is DJ Akademiks. There are people beside me, behind me, and who help out with other things. I'm not hitting everybody, so think what you...
As you heard for yourself, Joe Budden questions DJ Akademiks about keeping his post on Instagram at 666 by deleting new posts every time he adds a new post. Akademiks responds with, "The people around me are the ones that are doing it." I wonder what people he has around him. Who's coming up with this grand idea of, oh, let's just keep 666 on, you know, as your post count? That doesn't make any sense, Akademiks. You're playing the same game that Lil Uzi Vert is playing. You're playing the same game that all of these artists are playing. That's why every time these artists are getting exposed, you're on the front line defending them. You're the one that's coming out and telling everybody that it's not true, that if you believe that these artists are Satanists, that you're crazy, that you're retarded, that you don't understand. So these artists are just wanting us to believe they're Satanists for no reason. And it's not just Lil Uzi Vert, it's other rappers that are not as obvious as Lil Uzi as well. It's rappers that are sneaking it in. What is your excuse about them? They're not trying to be edgy. It's literally just snuck in just because that's who they want to represent. Akademiks is a mouthpiece. Akademiks is being used to distract people, to discredit what's obviously in our face. There would be no reason for him to even try to defend Lil Uzi if Lil Uzi Vert is the one himself saying that he's a Satanist. How is he going to be able to defend? That doesn't make sense. That's like in a trial, someone is being accused of being guilty, the lawyer is saying not guilty, while the actual person on trial is saying, I am guilty, I'm 100% guilty. He's running around telling people he's guilty. So the fact that Akademiks does this, it not only proves that Akademiks can be trusted, but it also proves that Akademiks took a similar oath. And then there is no explanation for him keeping his post at 666. This is something that if you watch this episode, and unfortunately I had to chop it up and, you know, cut it up so that you guys will be able to see it and the video doesn't get blocked by Complex. But in that video, Joe Budden, he's not even really serious. Joe Budden did this like more as a joke, but he caught Akademiks off guard. And you can see that Akademiks wasn't ready to respond to this. You can see how Akademiks felt like frozen up, and he just went with whatever answer he can come up with. And his answer was not a very good one. He literally said he blamed it on his team, but Akademiks is your platform. So you're telling me that you don't have control over your team? You can't dictate what your team does? You know, that is not logical. It makes zero sense. And for example, if I have a platform, which I do, and someone goes and posts something that I don't agree with, my response isn't going to be, oh, there's people around me. No, I'm going to make sure that whoever did it, I say who did it. I make sure I clear the situation up, and I explain that that's never going to happen and I'm not with it. Not leave it with some mysterious answer that appears that he's unbothered by the situation, or it was not something that he did or he cares for. You know, there's already been a lot of situations that Akademiks becomes this savior for the artist. He does it for Drake. We saw the whole Drake and X situation. The entire time he was trying to discredit anybody who proved that the lyrics that the lyrics that Drake was rapping in certain songs were implying to the situation that happened to Triple X Tentacion. We're referring to it. And he also had the music video, all this. Akademiks called anyone who thought that Drake did anything to Triple X crazy and stupid, even though Drake wanted people to believe that he did this himself. This is the type of person that Akademiks is. And it's because we have to remember, Akademiks got in the industry because of his love for these artists. You know, he covers them. He likes to spend all this time building them up. He has this passion for them. And that's how he was able to get here. So when the industry reached out to Akademiks and tried to reel them in and bring them in and put them on his side, that was what Akademiks had waited for his entire life. So Akademiks jumped on that opportunity immediately. And he's been rewarded for it heavily. He's the biggest hip hop platform there is right now. He told us himself when he really crossed over, when he got invited to that Illuminati meeting. We've spoken about this several times, where he was instructed to basically help 6ix9ine with his marketing when nobody wanted to help 6ix9ine because of 6ix9ine's allegations. Akademiks went out of his way and didn't care if he would have gotten any backlash and chose to back up 6ix9ine, chose to build them up. And when he did that, he was invited into this industry. He was given this opportunity. He's the way that he's defending Lil Uzi, it just shows you that he's either blind and doesn't want to believe the truth, or he's on their side. Because why else would Lil Uzi Vert tattoo an inverted cross on his tongue? Why else would he tattoo Satan? What is the point of all of this? Like Akademiks said himself, the gimmick is getting old. It's not something that's new. This is not something that he's doing anymore for attention, because he's a fading rapper. He's just letting people know that this is what he represents. And Lil Uzi isn't the only one. There's several artists in the industry that are acting this way. There's artists that are doing more present, that are all about it in the open, and artists that are doing it hiddenly, that are just putting references here and there. But we all know that an artist like Lil Uzi Vert isn't just doing all this for attention. He's doing all this because this is what he represents. This is what he worships. This is what he believes in. This is why it's littered in his music. And Lil Uzi Vert is a part of a system of artists that does this. It's a part of an entertainment industry that all represents the same thing. We keep seeing countless insiders come out and tell us the industry is satanic, the industry is demonic, the industry, and the only person really coming out and defending it is the artists and Akademiks. These are the only two people that are trying to downplay it and make it seem like this isn't true. But you guys tell me, do you think that Lil Uzi Vert is only doing this for attention? You think that this is a gimmick? You think that this is a way for him to sell records? Who's buying records because he's a devil worshiper? Any of you purchase records because the artist you like worships the devil or acts like they worship the devil? Is that something you look into when you're looking for an artist? Your checklist is sounds good, looks good, and has to be a devil worshiper. Is that the only way that people purchase music? That doesn't make any sense. That literally it's not logical. This is just what they sneak it in. This is what they represent, and this is what they're about. The industry does this in secrecy, but they display it like this beautiful imagery, like this beautiful art, and that's all it is. They think it's all art. That's what they explain it as. But we have to be realistic with each other. When does it stop becoming art or a coincidence, and when does it start? When do we start saying this is what it is? This is the truth. You know, it bothers me because a lot of people believe this. A lot of people actually feel this way. You know, a lot of people think that Akademiks is really not a bad person. That Akademiks, well, I wouldn't say a bad person because this is not about judging him, but it's more about Akademiks choosing to sell out and be a part of a system that he claims that he's not a part. If you ask Akademiks, or when he's talking to himself, he straight up loves to say that no one controls him. But he's definitely admitted that he's taken money from the labels. He's admitted that there's people paying him and he posts when the labels pay him. What does that sound like to you? To me, that sounds like someone who's controlled by money, someone who's controlled by payment. If I need you to do this, as long as I give you some money, you get it done. That's what I see when I look at that. You know? 1 second, let me take a sip of water. For all of those that are just joining now, welcome to the live stream. If you want to rewind the live stream so you can catch what I was just talking about, or you can stay here. We're about to switch topics. The next thing I wanted to talk about was actually Sam Smith. As of recent, Sam Smith has been receiving backlash for his performance, a part of his Glorilla tour. He's currently on this tour, and I believe he's performing in London, if I'm not mistaken. People have been calling him out for his provocative performance. And the audience was, even children were there when he was performing this way. His audience that were at the performance were shocked. There were some people that, you know, his fans are obviously not going to care, but the majority of the audience that seen this were just, there is no point of it. I'm not sure if many of you guys have seen this video. I'm not even going to try to play the uncensored version on here because I don't know if YouTube's going to allow that. But it's basically Sam Smith dancing in fishnets and just lingerie. He has nothing on and he's dancing like this in front of his audience. And like people are saying, there was kids in attendance and kids were watching him perform this way. You know, this is nothing new for Sam Smith. As we remember back in February, Sam Smith was at the Grammys performing a full-on satanic ritual. I don't think it's a coincidence that the biggest artists right now are pushing the same agenda to the masses, like all of the biggest artists. Sam Smith, Lil Nas X, even Bad Bunny. These are the huge pop artists that every single body loves in the industry. Everybody in the industry only says positive things about them. There is nothing negative coming from the industry when it comes about these artists, even when they do this. So the media is going to spin this. The media is going to make this seem like it wasn't a big deal, like it's just his artistic views. But we know what this is. We know what this is. Sam Smith is becoming one of the biggest artists in the entire industry. He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger the more he does what he does. The more he acts like Lil Nas X, the more he acts like Lil Uzi Vert as well, because Lil Uzi Vert did that same agenda. Even Young Thug did it. But the more they do this agenda, like Bad Bunny, for example. Bad Bunny with the whole kissing the dude and all this stuff. That is exactly what their agenda is. You understand? They're trying to normalize this and make it nonchalant. And there's nothing wrong. If that's what your preference is, that's okay. But when is it that this becomes what the entire industry is about? Why is it that all the big artists have to be pushing this? For what purpose? And what is their angle with this? Besides just trying to get their message across. Because it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for Sam Smith to be dancing around like that. Nobody should be dancing around like that in a performance. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't seem artistic. That just seems provocative and is trying to be to the extreme. Everybody is calling it satanic and everybody is saying that there's no purpose for it. But the thing is, that's not what the media is going to say. The media is going to paint it as, oh, the people that are talking against it they're the ones that are crazy and wrong. This is a beautiful performance by Sam Smith. Sam Smith is expressing himself and being his true self and all this nonsense because this has nothing to do with the music. This has nothing to do with what he's currently doing. He's not at a strip club. He's at a performance, his own performance. There's literally no purpose for this. What purpose? How is this to the fans. What is this going to do for the fans? The songs aren't going to sound better because he's doing all this. This is just the agenda. There's kids and there's young teens that are listening to him, watching him, growing up, loving him, that are looking at him and saying, yeah, this is what I want. This is liberation right here. Because that's what it all represents. They're trying to claim that they're liberated, but liberated from what? From God? What are you liberated from? We're all in the same game. It doesn't matter what you represent or choose to be as a preference. We're all the same. No one should be doing that. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're into. It's unnecessary. And we're seeing this more and more. Like Lil Nas X performance, I was just talking about Lil Nas X, and they had a performance of him wearing devil horns, and he's basically barely dressed as well. But this is exactly what they're going to keep telling us is normal. You know, there's no explanation to what's the purpose of it being thrown in our face. There's no explanation for why is it being shoved down our throats. None. They don't censor this stuff because to them, this is what needs to be seen. This is how we progress. This is how we get the people to the state that we need them in. And it's honestly, it's sick. Like people are saying, there was kids there. There's kids that look up to this man. And like, just like they did with Lil Nas X, this is the exact same thing. And it's interesting because I remember when I did the Sam Smith video, I showed so much imagery regarding Sam Smith, so much times that he did the one-eye symbolism over and over and over and over. And there was people denying it. They wouldn't even respond to the fact that he did the same symbol over and over again and that his music video was full of Satanism and all this. They just said, they were saying that I was coming after him because of his preference, which is not true. If Sam Smith was doing whatever he wanted and just making music and being normal while he's performing, there would be no one talking about him. But he's doing things that are purposely abnormal to get people's attention. There's artists that have been openly gay, like Frank Ocean, and at first he was hidden, but then he came out, and you don't see Frank Ocean, at least from what I remember, doing anything like this. It wasn't something that he would do. And he was an artist who made music and people appreciated his music. Even though Frank Ocean is definitely a part of the agenda, they weren't using Frank Ocean yet for that agenda. You understand? This is an agenda we're seeing coming even from YouTube channels. I've seen a lot of people asking me to speak about the Mr. Beast situation and one of his employees or fellow creators on a part of his team, you know, transitioning and how it's kind of throwing off the dynamic and it's appearing like it's an agenda being pushed through there too. And I'm not surprised. Mr. Beast is one of the biggest channels on YouTube, period. If there's going to be anybody that's in their pockets or, you know, that as being controlled by them, I see it being Mr. Beast as well. I agree with many of you guys that feel that there's something going on there. I agree. And it's just all adding up. Every major media is pushing this agenda. And we see it in our faces all day long. I'm pretty sure you guys are just as tired of me of seeing this stuff. And knowing me, I have a son. He's growing up. What is my son going to consider normal, not normal, abnormal? He doesn't even know. He's not going to be able to know because of the stuff that's being shown to us. The stuff that they're going to continue to pump to, especially to our kids. Because that's who they're targeting with this. They've always been targeting the kids. The music, they don't make it for us. They don't make it. As we age, we grow out of the targeted audience that they're trying to get to. Their targeted audience is the young kids, the youth. And that's who they're shaping with this. Especially us, we don't understand none of this, but the kids, they're going up to this. They're building into this, and it's all of Crowley's agenda. That's really what it is. And it's sad because so many people are openly worshiping Sam Smith, openly giving him this energy, and he's just guiding them to a burning end. And everybody is joining them, no problem, no hesitation. It's a sad, sad situation. You know, and it truly bothers me. I would have hoped that after the whole Grammy situation, he would have lost some audience and some people would have woken up and they would have stopped showing him so much support and building him up. But we saw that wasn't the case. Give me 1 second. Let me take a sip of water. It's a sad situation that our kids are going up with this. We're seeing its effect on Disney. We're seeing its effect all over the media, all over every possible every possible entertainment that's being consumed by the masses is being corrupted by this message, is being fed with this message, and it's just going to continue to get worse. It truly is. Before I forget, the next thing I want to tell you guys, I actually found this interesting series that I didn't even know existed until the other day. I was doing research. I don't remember which topic I was researching exactly, but I was doing this research, and I came across this series that was done on Jack Parson, and I believe L. Ron Hubbard is actually in the series. I'm in the process of watching it now. I've only been able to see it, like, I think 2 episodes. But the series is actually about Crowley's occult, Crowley's Thelma. And I found it interesting because this series wasn't giving any promotion. This series wasn't spoken about. It's called Strange Angel. I'm not sure if any of you guys heard about it before. But I personally, and I do a lot of research in these subjects, I myself had never seen this or heard about it or anything. But the series was about Jack Parsons' life and how he played a big role in, you know, the development of the rocket ship. And it's about his story and how he gets into the occult and joins Crowley's Thelma and becomes a Thelmite and does all these rituals. And it literally starts like the first, I think it is in the first episode. He literally walks into a ritual. He opens he follows his neighbor. That's what he is. That's what he does. He follows his neighbor, who he just randomly moves into the community. And he ends up finding out that his neighbor is in that occult, and they were literally about to do a sacrifice when he screams and, you know, stops the sacrifice from happening. This, right, that show, I recommend if you want to see what they're trying to, you know, what they were trying to like imply or how they're trying to present this information. I recommend you guys watch this show. I believe it's on Paramount Plus. You can probably do the free subscription, and then, you know, if you don't have it, and just cancel it before the 7 days. I want you guys to watch it so that we can have either talk about it again on the next live stream, or I can do a full video and you guys have an understanding of it. It's on Paramount Plus, the app. You can get the free trial. You can watch it whenever you get a chance, and then we can talk about it on a future episode, or we can talk about it on the live stream. But it's very interesting because this is based on his life, the truth. You know, they're not trying to sugarcoat it and say that this is a make pretend story or anything. They're trying to make sure that people know that this is the truth. This is how they're presenting it. And even in the show, they're doing a good job at presenting it as Crowley was a good person, and this magic is all good and there's nothing bad about it. The first episode, if I could, there's just so much references to Crowley and Do What Thou Wilt. It's literally one of the first bases of the first episode, like the first 10 minutes. One of the characters screams, "Do what thou wilt," and does he does something he's not supposed to do, but that's why he screams, "Do what thou wilt," because that's what that saying represents. It's the same thing like YOLO. You know, you only live once. That's the same saying as "Do what thou wilt." It's just implying that since you only, it's your life, your choice, you do it. And that's exactly what this entire series has been showing me so far. Is they're trying to push that, oh, do whatever you want. It's better to be your own God. It's like that's the vibe that this show is giving. And I definitely would like if you guys watched it, the ones that want to, obviously, and then we can have this conversation so that, because like I said, it's not a series that most people have watched, since I didn't even know about it. Did any of you guys hear about it? Let me see if anybody's in the comment. Did any of you guys see it yet, or have you heard about this series? It's Strange Angel. Any of you know? Yeah, because myself, I haven't seen it either. I personally did not see it when it came out, and it came out in 20. That's another thing I found interesting. Very interesting. Think about this. And that's what instantly got my attention. The show came out, I believe, in 2018, and it ended in 2019, right before 2020. And like I always say, I felt that 2020 was a shift. It was the time where everything shifted and everything changed, and things have never been the same since then. And I found it very interesting that this series ended right before then. And it's a series about Crowley and bringing in the new order of the Aeon and all of this. So the fact that this ended right there, it's like the same thing with the Kobe situation, how, you know, with what they predicted how Kobe was going to pass with the whole helicopter situation, and it ended up just happening exactly how they predicted it would. You know, this is the same thing. How I feel was this is it in that Kobe thing, in that Kobe episode, they showed, they labeled the episode The End of Days, and they showed that Kobe passes away. We saw that in the year 2020, Kobe did pass away, and many people saw 2020 as the end of days. So that's definitely a message that I'm seeing. And then the fact that this show right here, who's about the occult, it's about Crowley, it's about all of this that was prophesizing this day once, you know, one day coming, just ends right before 2020 and the world changed. So I definitely think we should all check this show out, and we should definitely be prepared, you know, so we can have a conversation about it, and at least you guys would know what I'm talking about, you know, because it's not like American Horror Story where a lot of people have seen it. It's not like any of those other shows. This show doesn't have that much of an audience. I'm gonna get into, I believe I have one more topic, and then I'm gonna be answering you guys' questions. Give me 1 second, please. Actually, I'm considering not speaking about this fully now because I'm gonna have to make a full video about it. But I'm definitely gonna give you guys the basically the background of the information. Dee found the video, and she recently showed it to me. It was about Mariah Carey. She has a sister, and her sister came out to claim that she had been a part of an occult her whole life, and that her mom had her and Mariah Carey, and I believe they had other siblings as well, participating in this occult and going into the occult. And this is her sister. It's a whole documentary as well. There's another one too regarding Freemasons. There was a woman that her father was a Freemason, and this one's interesting as well, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this one here because of the stuff that she said her father did to her. But it's very similar to this Mariah Carey situation. I was going to talk about it on this live stream, but I don't want to. I want it to be full of details, and I want to be able to give you guys the clips and, you know, have everything ready. So I'm not going to, you know, go into full detail about the Mariah situation, but it's, you know, what I saw, it was Mariah's sister. I confirmed that it was Mariah's sister. She said that she protected Mariah when they went into the when they were being taken to this cult, so that Mariah wouldn't have to deal with any of this. But isn't that interesting that she protects Mariah, Mariah becomes a star, and if you see her sister does not look like a star at all. Her sister looks like she's been through it, and I honestly felt bad. So we're definitely gonna be talking about that soon. And I want to make sure you guys know, so that when you guys see a video on Mariah, it's gonna be about that situation. And we know, like, Mariah was with Tony Mottola. And Tony Mottola was called the devil by Michael Jackson. I don't think that was, you know, I don't think he wasn't being literal. I think he was being literal when he said that. I think Tony Mottola is the devil in the industry, or was at least back then. And Mariah was in a relationship with him, and it was a lot of interesting information regarding this entire Mariah sisters admitting that her mom had them in a cult. In a cult, sorry. You know, so you guys can definitely expect that video soon. And like I said, I'm also gonna cover the woman who claims that her father was a Freemason, and that her father used to take her to these events where things would be done to her by other, you know, men that were Freemasons. So that's very interesting because, you know, we always hear Freemasons say that they're not a part of anything satanic. They don't got nothing satanic going on. They don't do nothing evil. We're going to see about that because, you know, we've already seen that that's not what it appears. That's not the truth. They like to do their little charities and also do all their little stuff, you know, hidden. But we know the truth, and the truth is hidden in plain sight, and it always tells us who they are. You know, I was actually considering, and I want to get your guys' opinion before we get into the questions. I was actually considering doing a 1 hour documentary style video on the Freemasons and the whole entire beginning, and how it went from the Knights Templars to Masonry, and then how it connects to the Skull and Bones and how they created America. The only reason I haven't done it in a single video because I don't want to do it part by part, and I wanted to see how you guys would feel about a 1 hour long video. So you guys let me know in the chat if you guys think that's a good idea. It might take me a little bit longer, like a month or two to get done, but let me know if that's something you guys want to see, or you know, we should continue to do the videos how we're doing them now, or not worry about that. Like, I'll still provide the 3 videos a week. That video will just be something that I do when I have extra time until I get it done and I'm able to put it out for you guys. I see a lot of people saying do it, and yes. So then that's definitely what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna most likely have that done with you for you guys for the next, give me like a month or 2, and I'll definitely have that coming out. But I appreciate the fact that you guys want to see that. So I'm gonna 100% get to working on that, and we'll get it done. And I'll make sure to have all of the information. We're gonna have where it's been documented that Freemasonry started. It's gonna go into the first lodge being created, when Aleister Crowley joined the lodges, when all the Freemasons started to expand and people started to join. All of this stuff, I'm gonna cover it. I'm even gonna go into the whole Jack the Ripper situation. I've covered that before, but it all connects. Yes, even Jack the Ripper was a Freemason, as crazy as that sounds. So I'm definitely gonna get that video done. Now I want to get into some questions and ideas that you guys, or anything you guys want me to cover or talk about. I saw a super chat in here. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Let me see if I find it. I see. Thank you, Brittany L, for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. She said, I love your channel and I will forever support the truth. Thank you, and I appreciate all your support dearly. All right, let's see any questions. Any of you guys have any questions today? Let's see. Doja Cat is wildin' for real. What did Doja Cat do now? I'm not trying to give Doja Cat any more attention because I feel like at this point she truly is trolling, but we know why she's trolling. It's like she's trolling to discredit, but she's still trolling. And even when we give her that attention, she's kind of getting what she wants because she's trolling about it. You know, I wouldn't want to talk about Doja Cat at least for now. If something does happen that her fans need to see to wake up, I'm gonna definitely do it. But right now, she's just getting what she wants, because if we talk about her, that's exactly what she wants. And she wants for people to talk about her so that she can then go and say, oh, look at everyone, they're so dumb, they're accusing me of being a Satanist, ha ha ha. That's her whole entire method right now. Let's see. Oh, when is the WWE Part 2 coming out? Today I'm actually gonna work on it with Rico, who was a part of the last one. He's actually making the 3-hour drive to me, and we're gonna get the video done, so it should be out there by Tuesday. So thank Rico for coming, because he's been pushing for the video. He watched the WrestleMania event, so you can expect either Tuesday or Wednesday, most likely Tuesday, the WWE video will be coming out. Right, all right. Epic A Heck, thank you again for the $2 super chat. I truly appreciate you. How you doing, brother? I hope everything's well with you. He says, anything new currently in the works? Yep, I got a few things that I'm currently working on. I don't like to mention videos because, or what my topics are, just because it's just, I like to not only keep them, not necessarily a surprise, but sometimes I'll change my mind if I don't feel that the information is needed to be put out there, or there's a reason why for any reason I might change my mind. So I don't really go into what I'm gonna do. I don't commit to it like I used to. I just start researching and start looking into the topics, and then when I find something that people need to see, I make the video about it. But I'm definitely making some part 2s to the ritual sacrifice video. I'm working on a part 2 of that. I'm working on another part 2 of the actors that took the oath. So you guys can definitely expect those videos as well. Thank you again, Epic A Heck. I appreciate it. Victor Montez says, Gravity Falls, please make a video on it. I've spoke about Gravity Falls a few times, but if you guys want me to make a full video about it on it, let me know below, and I'll make sure to definitely get that done. Love of God's Network says Doja Cat is fully MK Ultra'd out. That is this is what it appears like to me, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys would agree with me. She does look like she has been going through some serious stuff, and they've done something to her. Joe, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, video on Joe Rogan and Denzel Washington. Definitely, I think Denzel Washington is one of the people that I was already doing research for the part 2 of the actor video. But Joe Rogan, Taco actually brought up Joe Rogan the other day. Taco told me that I need to make a video on him, and he's right, because I've seen a lot of imagery coming from Joe Rogan, and there would be no reason Joe Rogan's on the top of the top of the top of the top in the podcast game. He's the richest podcaster in the world, and I've seen him wearing, shirts with imagery. I've seen certain takes that he gives, and he definitely makes me feel that he's a part of the agenda. All right, I'm looking through questions, and any topics you guys want me to talk about. I see Rick, Mr. Beast question mark. I spoke a little bit about Mr. Beast earlier. I am going to most definitely make a full video on Mr. Beast. But if you guys want me to talk a little bit about him now, I have no problem. That situation that's going on now, I feel that it's set up. I feel that it's purposely been orchestrated. I feel that there's a purpose for it. And I don't think that it's something that people should just avoid. I don't think that is something that people should just, act like it's nothing, because there's no reason to put this imagery in all of entertainment right now. We see it in all of entertainment, literally all over. Give me 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. I feel that Mr. Beast, having the platform that he has his responsibility, but just like every other platform, for him to be at this level that he has to be, we know that he has to do the same thing that Lil Nas X has to do, the same thing that Bad Bunny, especially Bad Bunny. If he doesn't do this, they're going to cap his growth. And I wouldn't, from what I'm seeing, because I started looking into the situation, it doesn't seem like Mr. Beast is trying to stop it or anything, but he doesn't seem like he's 100% with it. So it makes me feel that there's people on his platform that are having control of his platform as well. That it's not just Mr. Beast, the one that's running things there. It makes me feel that, the system has already gotten his channel and the system is working through his channel. That's what that looks like to me. There's no reason. Let's all be honest. Mr. Beast is kind of like a kid's channel. A lot of adults probably consume it, but the majority of the people that are consuming it are usually children. So that's the same thing like I was trying to explain earlier. They're always trying to target the children. They're targeting the children with the biggest creators, and the biggest creator on YouTube is Mr. Beast. One thing I would say that it kind of makes me feel that, look, Mr. Beast gives away money, but he's not giving away money for the sake of charity and the sake of helping others. He gives away money like the Wheel of Fortune or like a game show. He does it to, make content and grow his channel. But people are giving him this title of like a good person, a savior. And I'm not saying that he's a bad person or not. I'm not judging him at all. That's not my point. But my point is that just because he gives money, people, think that he's a savior or this great guy. When in reality, Mr. Beast is a part of the system and a part of the same system that all of the people that are running things are. You don't get to Mr. Beast level without doing what you're told, without doing what's instructed. It comes for everyone that wants to play that game. You understand? Like, obviously this channel, it's never going to make it to a level like Mr. Beast because they will never allow that. There's going to be a point where we get capped and we still have our our community, and our community is going to be big enough for us to get our message and for us to, teach and help as many people as we can. But we have the system against us. The entire system is against us. So when that happens, you can't really expect anything. You just have to do what you're told, and you have to, play by the game. And that's what Mr. Beast is doing. If they come after Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast says, no, I don't want to do any of this, I don't want to play by the games, they're going to take him down. Now, for us to make it to a certain level, we would have to cross that line, and it's something that we would never do. We would never go and compromise ourselves, because this is what this whole channel represents. We're trying to represent the truth. We're trying to do our part to show people that this is what the system is. But people like Mr. Beast, who's already approaching to that level, who was already at that level, he has no choice. It's either he does what he is told or he loses his platform. And we've seen this from artists have said this themselves. Artists have said, they'll come to me and they say that I got to do this, I got to do that. If they don't do it, they're going to take them out. Like, I think it was Nori. Nori said that if he had an opportunity to go through the 3 doors and he chose to go straight and lose his whole music career, that's what that is. This is the doors that Mr. Beast had to go through. The same door that Lil Nas X had to go through, that Bad Bunny had to go through. They get to this certain level, and then they got to start playing the game by the rules. All right, let's get on to the next question, because I kind of went on a little rant about Mr. Beast. When I'm going to make a full video going into how he got all, the full shebang, and we're going to get into the whole story. But let's see, any other topics, any other questions that you guys have? Epic A Heck, thank you again for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. You think Steve Harvey is a part of the agenda? Let me see who Steve Harvey is so I can remember, because I know the names. I know exactly who that is. I just want to make sure. The game show host. Yeah, I know exactly who that is. Yeah. Of course. If I'm not mistaken, Steve Harvey is a Freemason. I don't remember where I saw it at. I'll try to post it later on Discord and on the community wall, but I remember seeing something about him being a Freemason, so I definitely feel that Steve Harvey is a part of the agenda. All right, anybody else have any questions, concerns, anything else you guys want me to look into? I want to say hi to those that just joined, and to tell you guys that if you're just joining now, we spoke about the Lil Uzi Vert and the DJ Akademiks situation at the beginning of the video. All you have to do is rewind, and you can start it from the beginning, or you can stay with us and watch it later. Either or is fine. All right. I see Jack said, oh, Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac. Yeah, Bernie Mac, those, we have to remember, if they're being put in our face, if they're being broadcasted and the world is seeing them, it's not just going to be because, they're great at what they do. It's a chance, of course. You can always, I don't want people to think that hard work doesn't get you anywhere, because that's not true. Hard work does do it for you, but there's always going to be a cap, because there's in the industry, you get to a certain level, and if you want to be invited to certain events and certain opportunities and get certain things, you have to be linked with certain people. You have to be in good favor with certain people. And these people are occultists. They're Satanists that they require an oath. They require you to join them in their agenda, and they require you to give them your alliance. And this is what most of these celebrities do. Most of these people, like, for example, that's why I wanted you guys to watch the show. Like Jack Parson, he's an occultist. And like we find out in the show, he was an occultist since a child. His father, who was a very rich, wealthy man, actually showed them how to summon the devil and do all this stuff when he was only 7. So that's something that's in the show, one of the first episodes. I'm sorry for spoiling it. I just want you guys to see it. Again, for those that are joining now, Strange Angel is the show it's on Paramount Plus. It's about the life of Jack Parson and how he does all the rituals and what happened to him. It's a very interesting series, and you guys should definitely watch it so that we can talk about it in the coming days. I want to thank James for the $2 super chat. I truly appreciate it. You just wrote Floyd Mayweather, so I'm assuming you want me to do a video on Floyd Mayweather. And I can definitely get that done. That's something that is definitely a possibility. All right, let me see. I'm looking through. Okay, Jack said, someone said Masons versus Illuminati. Oh, the Masons and the Illuminati are two different things, but it's also important to note that within Freemasonry, there's a rite, which is like you can call it like a section, like a set. Like if you want to picture it as a gang, the Freemasons are the Bloods, right? Then in Freemasonry, you have rites, which would be the Royal Ark, which would be the Illuminati is a rite. They have an Illuminati rite. I think I forgot the full name of it, but they have an Illuminati rite. They have the Shriners. They have the Royal Ark. I think I already said that. They have the Prince Hall. And then the first three lodges, the first 3 degrees, the first, second, and third degree, those are in the blue lodges, which is the initial lodges. And you have to go through those first 3 degrees first. Once you go through first 1, 2, and 3, you can then become a Knights Templar, which is another rite, which is another like set within Freemasonry, where you can go through the first and the 33rd degree. I will go through all of this in the documentary because you guys said you wanted the documentary. I'm definitely going to make the documentary, but I want you guys to remember this. When they're talking about the Illuminati, they're saying the Illuminati to throw off the fact that it's really the Freemasons. The Illuminati merged with the Freemasons very long ago, because I'll break it down really quick. When the Illuminati started, the person who started the Illuminati, Adam Weishaupt, he wanted to basically create a replicated version of the Freemasons, but he didn't have any of their rituals. So since he didn't have any of their rituals, he came up with a brilliant idea of becoming a Freemason, and so all the rest of the people that had joined the Illuminati with him also joined the same lodge. So they basically overtook one lodge, and that one lodge ended up becoming, an Illuminati lodge, but it was full of Freemason people. That's basically how they get merged and mixed together. But the Freemasons know that the Illuminati has become this butt of the joke, this conspiracy theories, this conspiracy theory topic, title, and all this stuff. So they use that to discredit anything that has to do with Freemasonry. If they put, they're saying it's Illuminati, haha, the Illuminati's stupid, blah, blah. That's how they discredit us. But in reality, when you connect the dots, you start to see the Freemasons are the ones in control. The Freemasons are using the Illuminati to discredit truth seekers like us and say, it's not real. But in reality, you can trace everything the Freemasons has done to the presidents, to the senators. You can trace it back to the beginning of time. And that's what we're going to do in that documentary. Let me see any other. What about K-pop? I've done some videos on it. I spoke about that in a different live stream. And I made it clear that I think that the video got taken down. It did get taken down because of copyright. Epic, whatever. Epic a heck. What has been your most requested topics? I get a lot of topic requests on like soccer and certain things, and that's actually a video that I was working on. So Epic a heck, you asked that earlier. I get a lot of soccer, WWE, but that's one of the videos that you guys can expect soon. I'm gonna be doing a video into soccer. I haven't done soccer yet. Let me see any of these other questions, any other things that you guys want me to talk about, sorry. Richard Eichen said, who didn't sell their soul? That's a very hard question. I've been trying to find this myself. I don't think that every artist does, but I think that every artist does follow the agenda for sure. So if your question is which artist isn't following the agenda, there's been a few. Like I would want to say Immortal Technique, but the thing is that Immortal Technique, he kind of even, acts like in his song Dance with the Devil, he himself kind of makes it sound like he was a part of it. He said that he was there when all of it happened. So, I'm going to try to find them. And if not, we're going to create them. So either way, we're going to have ourselves some artists that are not a part of the agenda, that are not controlled by the Masons, that are doing, music, good music. And for all of us, we're going to, we're still going to be working on music, and we're going to definitely be getting music out soon. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head who's anyone that I don't think that took the oath or not, you know? All right, let me see. Any other questions? Someone said I show speed. Yeah, I should make a video on I show speed, but it's just that I don't know if you guys even, I don't know how many of you guys watch I show speed on my channel. My audience is usually, you know, 20 in their early 20s to the age of 40, and even older at some instances. Like I think it goes all the way until 60 years old when I look at the analytics. And I don't know, I don't see none of you guys really watching I show speed. But I show speed definitely is a problem for the kids, so I should definitely look into him. I want to thank Cy Brown for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Laser Trap said Jesus is Lord. That's the truth. Very true. All right. Can you do, Antonio, can you do a video on Lecrae, the Christian rapper? Yeah, I actually can, because what's interesting is I saw Lecrae not that long ago claiming that, oh, these artists don't sell their soul, that it's just to sell records. Yeah, Lecrae, come on. You're supposed to be a Christian rapper. You're supposed to know the truth and know all of this. Yeah, there's no reason you're saying that. I don't buy it. I think that you're most definitely controlled opposition. And if you guys want to see a video on him, let me know below. Can you guys please stop spamming? It makes it hard for me to be able to see, you know, other questions. I see the South African. We're working on some video from some African artists in general that come that are popping here in the US now. So you can expect that in the coming days. All right. Let me see. Any questions? Any? Let me see. Make a video on the collapse of the US dollar. Think about it. I want to thank she said that, or he said, I don't know. Can't really see. My eyes are terrible. I love these videos. I appreciate that. All right. Epic A Heck with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Ever gonna do a video on Taylor Swift, since you did talk about it in your last stream? Would you guys want to do it? Do you guys want me to make a video on Taylor Swift? Because I did the live stream, and I know that you guys, I don't know if you guys liked the live stream or not. Like some of you guys told, I did the vote, and a lot of you guys said that you did like it. But do you want me to recover the Taylor Swift situation? Because I can. I have no trouble with it. I can just rewrite, I can write a script and put everything in there and have it all, like I do in normal videos, if that's what you want. I have no trouble doing that. Showing Alliance, what's up, brother? 99% of the people I look into have sold out. Very true. If you don't know, Showing Alliance has an Instagram page. You should go, guys, should definitely go follow him. He does a lot of good work where he gathers a bunch of images of artists doing the one-eye symbolism. And he has a lot of people. I've checked out his Instagram once or twice, a few times actually. He has a lot of artists and celebrities that are doing the one-eye symbolism. So you guys can definitely give him a follow. And while you're there, make sure you follow my account as well. Just search up The Truth Is. You should be able to find it. Let me see. Can you do normal people, the agenda, and how can we protect ourselves? Okay, that's a good question. When I make these videos, I'm gonna start trying to give an answer to the problem at hand. I won't be able to do it every single time because sometimes there's really nothing that we can do in the immediate aftermath of what I'm talking about, but there's certain situations that we can do. Like, for example, I told you guys with the drill situation, drill music, we are the ones that are supporting it. We're the ones that are making it big. We're the ones that build it up. If we stop supporting it, we're going to see it collapse. So that's a way that we can end up fixing that situation by not supporting that music. And if we have kids that are listening to that, explaining to them not just taking it away, but explaining to them the severeness and the devastation that music is causing, to see if it has an effect on them, and hope that they'll stop listening to it. Because in all honesty, we have to provide the solution, not just, speak about the problem. So I would suggest, that would be the way we can fix that problem. And now how the occult and how celebrities are pushing the agenda, me telling you guys that they're pushing an agenda is already a way to wake you guys up and for you guys not to fall for it. So this way you guys are on your feet, and this way you guys see what they're talking about and understand, and this way you don't let them convince you and confuse you, because that's what they're trying to do. I want to thank Fury for the $2 super chat. Can you do a video on Logic? I can definitely do a video on Logic. I think one of you guys asked me in the last live stream, and he's written down on my topic list. So the moment I get a chance, I'm gonna get that done. Also, the Project Bluebeam, I see someone mentioning it here too, Young Turner. I'm definitely gonna get the Project Bluebeam done. I've seen a few of you guys request it over and over, so I'm gonna make sure I get it done. I also want to let you guys know, I'm planning on launching a couple of shows on the second channel, the Truth Network. It's not just gonna be me. I'm planning on having MI. He's gonna have a show where he does his own thing on there, and I'll be on a few episodes whenever I can, but he's gonna do content on the second channel. And D might also do a few of her own content on the second channel. And then I'm also probably gonna do some either live streams over there or just regular content for the second channel that's not gonna be as, in depth as in the main channel, but it's gonna be ways that I can talk about things that are happening in the now, like this live stream, but instead of waiting for Sunday, I can go on there and talk about it the day of. And you guys can join me if that's what you guys are into. So if you guys haven't done yet, make sure you guys go subscribe to the second channel. And so when those videos start coming out, you guys don't miss any of them. All right, the link is in the chat. Any other questions or any other concerns before we get out of here? I'm willing to stay with you guys for another 10 more minutes, because I truly appreciate it when you guys are here with me. Anybody else, any questions? Let me see. I'm going through them now. I see this person said, do a video exposing fake preachers or fake pastors. You never do a video like that. I can definitely, it's not that I don't do a video like that. It's that I haven't really come up with that. It's a good idea. I never really thought about that idea, but that's definitely a good idea, because like I've said before, I think the church has been corrupted and has become a system of monetizing God's word. It's not really about saving people, but about making money. So yeah, I can definitely expose some preachers and pastors and super churches and all that stuff that these people are taking advantage of. I want to thank XX for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. They said, hey Truth, want to ask you, why is MK Ultra being done on celebrities? I think I made 2 videos on this situation, but I'll give you a quick breakdown, because MK Ultra is being done on celebrities for control, and there's many methods of MK Ultra. MK Ultra was developed by the CIA, and the reason they did it was, they said back then it was to use against their enemies, to be able to manipulate them and this and that. But they had a connection with Disney, and I believe that that's when MK Ultra was merged with Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and it was used not only on celebrities but also on the audience. A lot of what we're shown is a method of MK Ultra, is a method of manipulation. They use certain colors, they use certain sounds, they use certain ideologies and certain beliefs, certain things that they know is going to trigger the mind and control us. That's what MK Ultra is. And when they do it to celebrities, is because certain celebrities, they get to a point of being the biggest artist or the biggest actor, and they have all this power to them, and they can literally say one thing that could affect so much stuff. So they MK Ultra them to have this power and control over them, and to make sure that they're able to control and dictate when these things are said, or what's said and what's not. And it's not just they're gonna take you and put you in this chamber and do all these things. It can just be medications and certain things that they prescribe to you, and certain, like Kanye said, that's a method of MK Ultra. It could just be what they do to you at night or how they treat you. So that's another method of MK Ultra. So, you know, it's very interesting. If you guys want to know, I can do a full video on it, but it has to be more like on the Patreon side, so I can go into more detail on the things that actually happen, so that I don't get flagged or anything on here. Sao Chia, I can't pronounce your name, I'm so sorry, but thank you for the $2 super chat. And this person said, heard of Boyston, Nebraska Larry King cover up. Larry King cover up. No, I haven't. I'm gonna write that down so I can look into it though. And next time you come, just remind me and I'll answer that for you, no problem. Let me see any other questions. All right, Jimmy. Epic Ahek, thank you again for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You ever heard of issues making a, you ever had issues making a video? You ever had issues making a video on someone due to not being able to find much dark things about them? No, if I don't find much dark things about them, then there's nothing for me to report on them. I'm not trying to find or label people or anything. It's usually stuff that people send me or stuff that I'm watching or stuff that comes up or something that caught my attention that makes me want to look into things more. And if I do look into it and there's nothing there, I leave it alone. It's happened a few times. I just leave it alone. It could be a random situation that one time happened, but I definitely look at things like, okay, if this happened, this is a sign. Let me look into more and let me see what else I can find. And then when I find more things, that's when I'm sure about it and I present the information. Like, for example, the Black Disciples video. The Black Disciples video, I saw it over on Reddit. And when I saw it on Reddit, I wanted to start doing research. And I wanted to see what I can find. And then I saw all that and I'm like, oh yeah, there's 100% a connection, even though I couldn't confirm everything they said. But I wouldn't necessarily make a video on someone that I don't have enough information on. All right. Cannon Calloway, can you make a video on the flat earth? I've spoken about this a few times already. If you guys want something like that, we could probably have a discussion about it over on the Discord. I wouldn't necessarily make a video about it, but we can talk about it over on the Discord. I've given my opinion on it before. I'm not necessarily like, I don't think that it really affects the fight that we're trying to do now. Like what we're trying to accomplish, the earth being flat or round it's not really affected by my goal, you know. But we can definitely jump into the Discord and we can have a conversation about it. Mods, you guys can spam the Discord. We can have a conversation about that on there. Hold on, are you? Zim. I'm probably going to pronounce your name wrong. Zam Kawanda. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Are you not afraid of the industry can attach your spiritual and attack your channel since you're exposing them? I'm not afraid of anything at this point. I put all trust in God, and I feel that God has been protecting me. And also, I do my best to follow YouTube's guidelines and community rules. If they do decide to strike us or bring us down or whatever, that's because they're not playing by their own rules that they created, and there's nothing that we can do about that. But for right now, if you guys notice, I don't say certain words, I don't say certain phrases, I refuse to talk about certain things because that's what they want. They want you to make the mistake so they can take your whole entire channel down, and then everyone that you're spreading truth to and actually helping, they no longer have this information. But right now, they're letting me, be on the platform because I'm playing by the rules. I'm not saying things I'm not supposed to say, and I'm not, when I have to make my point and it's obviously something that they don't want, I make my point without directly saying it. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it 100 times. I always make my point because I think this is what the problem is with a lot of the creators in this space. Yes, we need to spread the truth, but you can't go to someone else's house and disrespect their rules. This is YouTube's house. You understand? I have a platform on YouTube, but they have certain rules and certain things that I can't speak about. So I just don't. If I do want to speak about them, I speak about them on Patreon, where those rules don't exist, or I speak about them on Discord, or I speak about them with my brother. Like, regardlessly, they get spoken about. But at the end of the day, the channels that they don't want to play by the rules, they're definitely gonna have to pay that consequence. I want more cash. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. Can you do a full video on CMG and Yo Gotti from his artist Mozzie and 42 Doug being locked up, his mom's restaurant being, and him buying himself out of his contract for 300? Yeah, I can definitely look into all that. That sounds very interesting. CMG, who do they have signed? I know that Yo Gotti had the situation with Black Youngster. Not Black Youngster. Yeah, was it? No, it wasn't Black Youngster, right? He had Black Youngster signed to him, right? But I'll definitely look into it 100%. And the artist Mozzie situation, 42 Doug is another artist. I haven't really looked into him at all, but I'll look into both of those artists for sure. Let me see. Can you do looking through questions and looking through requests? We're gonna be this person said I think it says be the unicorn. Be the unicorn. Instead of the King James version, what Bible do you recommend? I actually was getting ready to talk about that today. I was writing like the information that I wanted to say, but I'm gonna keep that for the Freemason video because King James is a Freemason and it's just it works, it fits in perfectly. But I also went and I confirmed this again. I looked into it. I read a bunch of more articles to make sure that I'm not confusing any of the King James or anything. The King James that wrote the Bible was a Freemason. I'm gonna look into not that wrote the Bible. Sorry, the King James that reinterpreted the King James version of the Bible was a Freemason. Not the person. He is not the one who wrote the Bible himself. He rewrote it, and there's certain things that they took out. So I'm definitely gonna be looking into that. Epic A Heck with the $2 super chat again. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Expose record labels, executives, and presidents. Presidents, I've done. I think I've done one or two. I've done the record label and executives. My biggest video, it's exposing the record industry. But I can, if you want videos like on like Universal Music Group, that's something that we can do too. We can look into Universal Music Group as a whole because they are like the biggest record label that run just about everything. Med School 85, thank you for the $5 super chat. Please do one on Wendy Williams. She is also out of it. Also Christian artist in disguise. Very good topics. I've been seeing Wendy Williams recently, and it's strange how like she seems like, I don't know, like what's going on with her definitely seems like it's a mental situation. But we know, like we spoke about a little bit earlier, these celebrities get MK Ultra'd, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is what's happening to her, if this is what happened to her. You know, it's definitely sad. I will make, if you guys want me to make a video on Wendy Williams, I think that would actually be a very good video from beginning to end if I go into it and see any connections, if I can find anything, because it is strange how I've been seeing her and it makes me feel bad. You know, even though she is a celebrity and she's definitely pushing the agenda, I feel bad for people. When anything happens, like even when 6ix9ine had that situation happen to him, I still felt bad for 6ix9ine, even though 6ix9ine kind of earned that. I don't, you know, and I'm from New York, where this mentality in the Bronx and stuff, this mentality is there. Like, you know, doing that to 6ix9ine was seen as a plus where I'm from, but still, it's just like, I can't accept it. It bothers me and it hurts me when I see things like that happen. And there's definitely seems to be something wrong with Wendy Williams. Let me see any other questions. Cannon Calloway, thank you for the $2 super chat. Do a vid on the black pill, red pill manosphere. Yeah, that's a good video topic, and because I see that all as separation, as a way to separate us and distract us and to keep us off track. So I think that's a good topic, and I think that's where Andrew Tate and Nico and all these other influencers stay in. Right. We're gonna be ending this soon. I want to get through any more questions. Anything else you guys want me to talk about before we get out of here? And one more time before you guys go, I want, for the ones that don't remember, on Sundays we do the live stream. There's gonna be, right now it seems like I'm pretty much on schedule, and with new videos dropping Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So you can expect new videos, 2 solo videos by myself and 1 podcast episode, and then on Sunday the live stream. So every Sunday is going to be a live stream where we all hang out like this, talk about topics. I read your guys' community chat towards the end, and we all discuss and have a good time and expose some truth. And then, I do the regular videos. One comes out Tuesday, one comes out Thursday, and one comes out on Saturday. So that's just for you guys to know. You guys can expect that every single week. Most videos during the week come out at 1 o'clock. The live stream on Sunday is going to be between 1 and 2 o'clock. So just for you guys to know. And I want to thank Rico for becoming a Truth Movement member. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And I'm going to stay 5 more minutes. Any other questions, any other concerns before we get out of here? A Birdman video. There's already a Birdman video up. It's one of my bigger videos. Let me see. Soulja Boy, I don't know. I think we can leave Soulja Boy alone. Let me see. What do you think of Alex Jones? I'm not a big fan of him, and I actually found something interesting when it comes to this guy. I was watching an Instagram reel, I think it was, and some post comes up, and it was somebody that works for Alex Jones, right? And out of nowhere, for some reason, the conversation was him talking to another man, and the man's talking about masonry. And the host on Alex Jones' show, he says, I'm a Freemason. When he said that, my jaw literally dropped. I couldn't believe that this guy would hire a Freemason to work on his platform. It's because Alex Jones has to be, controlled opposition, in my opinion. There's got to be something going on with him. He wouldn't just blindly hire a Freemason to work on his platform when he literally exposes, tries to expose them. But it's not surprising to me. I don't really buy into that. And if you guys want me to do a full breakdown on him, I will do it as well, because I've seen a lot of things that is highly questionable when it comes to him. And, that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think below. Andrew, thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm sorry I didn't get to it earlier. Thoughts on the House of Anubis on Nick? I actually covered this briefly on the Nickelodeon video I did. And obviously it's full of occultic imagery. And like I said, this is how they attack our children. This is how they come after the children. This is what they use. They are making these shows full of occult imagery, full of magic, and where they show magic as 2 sides, good and evil. You can choose whichever side you want and blah, 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 blah. Don't fall for that trap. Don't let your kids watch this garbage. This is just manipulation. Magic is forbidden. Do not fall for that. Do not believe what they're trying to paint it as. And that's exactly what these shows are meant and created for. They teach the kids from young. Some people, it doesn't do anything to them. Some people don't care about this stuff. Some people would never affect them. It's never going to affect them because they just don't care. So, it's not, they're not going to be influenced by the occult. But there's some kids that they watch this, like the Jack Parsons situation. Again, this is the reason why I want you guys to watch it. The Jack Parsons situation, Jack Parsons himself claimed that he was a kid doing all this satanic stuff because his father showed him. And then we spoke about the Demolay organization. That's a Masonic organization created for kids. So when these shows, that's all it is. It's targeting the kids' minds with masonry programming. All right. Liquor Papi says, do an Anuel Anuel video. I've done an Anuel video. You guys can check it out. It's on the channel now. But we're gonna end it here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing up every Sunday. I love you all. Remember to pray, and remember that we have to keep our souls protected. We have to make sure that whatever they're putting out there, whatever they're trying to do, isn't going to guide us in the direction they want. We must protect our souls. So that's it for this one, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.